Hello everybody, today I am in Glasgow in Scotland and there is so many old world buildings. Structures like this, I'm going to be trying to find the dates of them because they look incredible, like the people of the 1800s in the normal narrative wouldn't be able to build unless they had that technology from the old world to be able to replicate structures like this. So a lot of the churches that I've looked that look similar to this one are late 1800s. I'm going to be trying to find the date of structures like this because look, the symbols and the antiquitech is everywhere. You've got the octagonal cylinder on top, you've got the cavity magnetrons right here, you've got the cavity magnetron right here, can you see there? I don't know if this is this is actually a restaurant now actually, I think. So this year, if you look through my other videos, I've been to the Acropolis and all the temples in Greece. This is on par. This is worthy of a Greek temple. It apparently built in 4 years between 1907 and 1911. Come on, I mean, for me it doesn't make sense, and but I can't argue with the photos. It doesn't make sense to me. Look at the toroidal colour, the statues are absolutely immaculate of the gods at each side, just like what the Acropolis would have been like in its day, with the statues and the columns, the symbol of the toroidal coil at either side. And I've just spoke to this guy and I've put a picture in. I'm going to put a picture now to show you. The marble that was used inside this building was quarried from the same place where the Taj Mahal got its marble from. There you go, there's a fact for you. Now there are many things that strike me as strange when it comes to a building like this with a huge copper dome roof. This building was built, well, the first stone it says was laid in the 1907 from this building itself, and look at the size of it. It's got the symbol of the toroidal coil, it's got all the antiquitech, it's got the copper dome, it's Tartarian style, but yet it was built in 1907. Now that doesn't make sense to me. That means that they did have that technology to build structures to this precision in the early 1900s, and we don't do it anymore. But look how far down it goes to building. Now if anyone's got any theories on how this has happened, then let me know in the comments, because I still don't understand how an early 1900s civilization could build a structure like this. And if they did have that technology, why is no one talking about it? Because look at the size of the brickwork, look at, you know, the copper dome. I'll see if I can get a better picture after, but it's stunning. I'll show you the front. See here, different type of brickwork to this bit, but 1907. It's such a huge structure. Similar history to like the Harris Museum in Preston, where early 1900s, the courthouse looks like Tartarian, but yet it's 1900s. Look at the copper dome. But also you can see clearly the difference in architecture between this style and the modern junk across the road. So here we have a picture where it says the dome of this building was taken shape in 1909. Now you can't really argue too much with photographic evidence, and as much as this debunks a lot of the Tartarian narrative that these were older than originally thought, then it does really, because it proves that they did have the technology to build buildings like this after the 1900s. You know, unless someone says, oh, the photographs are faked. Okay, and what's even more weird, okay, it's gone from the foundation stone laid in 1907 to this in 4 years. And look at this statue. Look how real it is. It's not there anymore. Don't know where it's gone. And look, horse and cart civilization building a structure like this in 1907. I don't understand. How did these why would you have a horse and cart, low technology, you know, like just basic, mundane flipping cart, but yet have a structure like this? And now we have advanced cars where we build crap structures. And then also horse and cart civilization building statues as real as this. Look at the presence of this statue. Take it in. So I'm truly baffled by this building, and it makes me even more confused when it comes to the Tartarian narrative and the modern narrative. What has happened and how they have managed to build this structure in 4 years, horse and cart civilization, with no technology or very little technology. I don't know, I'm stumped. And everybody, builders now can't build structures like this because we don't. So how could builders then build something like this with even less technology, much less technology than we have now? Just like at Athens, everybody, when I went to Athens and I saw all the temples underneath modern Athens level, it's the same here, where all of the buildings have got a massive basement. They go well below the earth. So maybe evidence of that cataclysm, mud flood, multiple mud floods happening over time again, possibly. So I'm not going to lie, everybody, there's still so much confusion regarding the old world, even for me, because there are so many structures that say, for example, 1880, 1890, where originally I would have thought there was no chance that people in the 1800s could have built that with normal tools, and I still don't think they could. I still feel like they had the technology taken across from that original old world, or post-original old world, where they've used this technology to build these structures, because there's so many buildings that look so similar. For example, in 1880 that they did in like 1400s, 1500s, when even then they would have had even less technology, even simpler people according to the mainstream narrative, which I don't think so. They would have always had the technology to build buildings in the way that they did churches, cathedrals, Gothic, so-called Gothic style structures that we don't build anymore because the technology's been hidden from us. It's even like just churches in every corner in Glasgow are just unbelievable, amazing like structures in this city. You know, there's a lot of crap as well, like, 'cause I'm not a big fan of cities. I always focus on nature normally on my channel, but it's amazing buildings. Absolutely stunning area. And look at that church as well at the top. So-called church. Fantastic structure. Fantastic antiquitech at the top. So look at these two structures. Both of these are stunning. I think this is the art gallery that we are looking for, just double check in a minute. But the one at the background as well, just look at that. They're absolutely everywhere, these unbelievable structures here in Glasgow. Look at all the antiquity and the domes and the spires that lead up. This is the same design principle all over the world. So it is the museum, everybody. Look at the statue on the top as well. Fantastic structure. Looks like it goes far down as well. So on the internet, everybody, it says that this was established in 1901, a similar time to the other building I just showed you, the fantastic one I just showed you before. It says established, it doesn't say it was built, I don't think. I'm not sure when it was built, but I think it may be the narrative similar 1900s. But again, all of these buildings are popping up in the 1900s, where you would least expect architecture of this standard. Just before World War I, where horse and cart was on the streets, and technology back then, we know that it wasn't anything special. At least in the Tartaria narrative, it says that they had technology to build these buildings, but in 1900s, we can clearly say through mainstream history that they don't. So how are these buildings coming about all at once? The likelihood is with these buildings as well is this isn't for design purposes, like I've said many times over the years. This antiquitech on the top, this is all to do with the electromagnetic grid, the materials used, the way it's set out, everything's done for a purpose. Which is why I don't understand why no one remembers how these structures were built and why we don't replicate them today. Native American totem pole, so important in the indigenous spirituality, using in dream time, where they used to get visions from the other worlds and the spirit worlds. So everybody, this is where the eagle and the condor prophecy originates from. South America, in the Andes. A prophecy that is about to come true in our day and age if we stay true to it. So when this flies together with the eagle, peace will reign on earth forever, according to the indigenous prophecies. Across the road at the other side, we've got an old well house, again shut down, because the controllers don't want us having clean, free water. These are all over the world, and I've been traveling a lot recently finding these old well houses destroyed, or at least the flow of the water has been stopped. The spring will still be running somewhere. And the actual designs on this are absolutely beautiful. Stunning piece of architecture. Look at this on the other side of the road. Look at these amazing statues. I think of they're angels. But it's on an absolutely terrible looking building on the outside. I'm saying the original building is underneath all of this. It's just cladded over. Because look, why would they put these statues on top of there? See the old world buildings here and the new world building next to it, the new, it's just clad. It's all old world underneath. See, these are everywhere in every city. The horseshoe gate. And another one here, it's all to do with magnetism and the magnetic grid. Hey, look at this for a structure. This castle-like structure with the domes. It's huge, right next to the cathedral. Very similar in design to all of the other structures. This is a church within a church here. This is the underground bit. Well, so-called church. It's a fantastic structure.